Hey guys, Untitled here, back with a new blind playthrough. This is Subnautica Below Zero. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, obviously I have played the early access initial release of this, which had part of the first area and a terrible story. All that's been redone apparently, which is good. And I also saw the opening because I was testing the sound. So let me just show you my options real fast. I was looking for, there's kind of the volumes. Maybe that's not good. You know, usually I set the music, voice is usually the highest, ambient is below that, and the music is below that. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be good. Under graphics, I was looking for some sort of color filter like they did in the first one, but maybe that's not here this time around. I guess that would make more sense. Anyway, let's begin. I'm sure we're going to talk about some of the politics and stuff behind this game, but, you know, we'll save that for a little bit more downtime, like base building or something like that. Now, I do want this game to be good. Watching the intro, actually, I got the chills a little bit because I was like, this is way better. The new intro is way better than the original was. And obviously this no longer works. Although apparently you can download the original builds if you want to see how terrible the original story was. Yeah, I want it to be good. I suspect, I mean, it's a sequel. It's probably not going to be as good as the first one, but I want it to be good. And assuming the core gameplay loop of, you know, find materials, craft upgrades to go deeper and explore more, and find better materials to craft even more stuff to go even deeper and explore more. As long as that's still there, I think the game will be fine, regardless of whether the story is bad or not. The primary difference is that this is going to be more of a story-focused game, whereas the first Subnautica was more immersive. There was no real character. You, the player, were the character, which was part of what made it so great. This one, there actually is a character, a voiced protagonist. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. All right, so let's start a new game. As before, survival, freedom, hardcore, and creative. The only difference is obviously the description. Survive alone on 4546B while investigating the death of your sister. This confuses me a little bit because since the game released, I think yesterday, I clicked through all of the screenshots on the Steam page, watched the two little movies, and read the description. And I could have sworn it said the sister disappeared, not died, but who knows? And you know, I gotta say, even though the story in the original early access release was kind of terrible, it sounded, the talk between the two voice actresses sounded pretty good. So I'm hoping there's more of this. Like maybe she won't actually be dead. We'll find her at the halfway mark, or Act 2, Act 3, whatever. You know, I'm interested. Okay, so let's click here. And now also new is the cold meter. I don't know how that's going to play out, honestly. But on the little test recording that I did, it occupied more of a... where the oxygen used to be, that was where the temperature meter was. So it's probably going to play a bigger part than oxygen. We'll see. All right, so this is the... Well... It's not the Aurora. The quarantine enforcement platform has been turned off. So, yeah. All right, press any button to continue. Let's go.
This is the farthest that I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me. And Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
So there's the space station that presumably we saw in the initial release.
Approaching 45-46 feet. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
There's your feedback thing. Still makes me laugh. The test recording, I burst out laughing just because it's kind of silly.
Welcome
Oh, that's the actual pod.
46 feet. Enjoy your stay.
And that would have killed us. Oh, the oxygen and temperature switched. Makes sense. The biggest one is the one that's probably the most, you know, the biggest, or most important at the moment. WASD to move. I don't know why they said WSW sad. Alright. Can't do... Oh. That's kind of a weird jumping animation. But the kicking of the door... Whatever. You know, I don't think she would have been... I don't think anyone would have been able to do it. That's my initial thoughts. Wait. A nutrient bar. Is this a trap? A flare? Oh, Can I... Is it reusable? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, press tab to open or close PDA. We'll check this in a second. 200 meters. Nutrient block. It seems like this is bigger, too, somehow. Flare, disposable light source useful for distracting certain predators. I believe in the original, the drop pod, it didn't actually do anything. Oh, and we have different colors, too. In the original... Oh, yeah, she's cold. Where did she get the gloves from? Don't know. It's not important. Presumably, we're going to be able to scan all this stuff. Oh, we are getting colder. Are we going to die? Do we have to get there first? Right.
Holy smokes.
Oh.
That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
These things are warm. That makes sense. All right, find a way to get into the water. How do you know it's in the water? Doesn't matter. Get to the drop pod, but, you know, plot contrivance. And the meteor shower is done with, which is good, because I don't want to get hit by a meteor and killed. Was there anything else around here first? That's actually kind of interesting, right? That they just sort of give you, presumably they give you water as well. Right? Is there a bottle of water around here somewhere? Because it exploded, theoretically scattering your supplies. And that's actually probably the way, not that way, but we'll see. Oh, it is. Wait, whoa, hello. Yes. What is... I don't know what that is, but water is good.
New blueprint synthesized.
They changed the voices. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it, you know, has... sounds kind of like a Wakanda accent. I mean, you know, that's just how it is. I know the devs are, you know, attempting to be super progressive with this. Charlie Cleveland, the main guy, was that something else? Back during the development of the original Subnautica, when it was still, you know, I guess there was issues with the core game. Are we going to start taking damage, or are we going to freeze to death? This should be interesting to see, right? Looks very odd, though. But yeah, fine. The shadow is just weird dull. he was like, hey, you know, I really want to add a, you know,
Hypothermia imminent.
yep. Presumably we take damage. But maybe we just die. Let's test this while we're here. I'm watching 867-5309. 2, 1. Oh no, you die. All right. Well, oh, interesting. It's kind of like the oxygen that it whites out. Where do we start? You died. Oh, it just starts. Oh, it just straight up drops us. Okay. Well, all right. Do we keep any of the stuff that we picked up? Yes. That's fair, because we don't really have a respawn point. But no, I guess there was, you know, he really wanted to put a black female character in, which is fine. You could do that. But he was like, I want to do this instead of fixing core issues with the original Subnautica. And people are like, no. And he's like, all right, well, let's put it to a poll and see what people think. And then it was something like 80-20, right, to fixing the game over adding an extra black character. And he was like, well, fine, the next game I'm gonna make it a mandatory black female character. And it's like, come on, dude. But that's, you know, that's how it goes. All right. So we'll stand here next to this warm thing. We get some water. We get a lot of flares, which is interesting. Nutrient blocks. Voice logs that did not go as planned. Find the water. Strange that it logs the voice. It logs your own voice. Anyway, logs and communication. We have a lot of stuff to read to start with. Arctic Survival Almanac on arrival. Welcome to Adventure Mode, Xeno Worker. You have arrived in Arctic climate. Your great expedition begins. Your Xeno Work PDA is equipped to monitor your temperature and vital signs. Since you have downloaded the Arctic Survival Almanac, it will also dispense advice from time to time. For the benefit of future adventurers, your device will also record observations and findings you make. Survival checklist. 1. Retreat to a safe environment. 2. Administer first aid if required. 3. Retrieve emergency supplies if available. 4. Survey the environment for threats and resources. 5. Find or construct reliable habitat. At least she brought one with her. Smart. Also, yeah, just as a point, talking about the progressivism and stuff like that, you notice how when you first started, she wasn't wearing gloves, and then as soon as she's out there, gloves all of a sudden. It's like, yeah, okay, we know you want to show. We know you want to show it. It's like, come on. Anyway, I can't help but poking at people that are so, you know, transparent. I'm gonna put a black female character in the next game, and you're not gonna be able to choose. It's like, really, dude? Your skin's that thin? Come on, man. You're on the internet. You're on Twitter. Holy crap. I'm not even on Twitter. Okay. Construct necessary survival equipment using the Habitat's Fabricator. 7. Locate other survivors using line of sight or the radio. 8. Maintain physical and psychological health until rescue. The surface. Adventurers exploring the surface in cold weather climates are advised to take additional precautions. High winds can result in rapid onset of hypothermia. Keep an eye out for natural shelter or restorative hot springs. Is there a wind, and does it actually deplete our temperature faster? That would be interesting. If wearing a standard issue AEP suit, bodies of water may provide safety from extreme cold. Unexpected detours occur. You never know how long you'll be away from home base. Remember to pack a lunch and a toasty hot beverage if possible. We can't say this enough. Layers. Investing in a quality cold suit is certain to pay dividends in warmth and safety. Remember, when in doubt, don't go out. That's my daily life. Okay. The future of GenoWorks from Jack's ISIS. That's the first name, ISIS? Hey there, Xenoworkers. I know there's been lots of rumors circulating, so I just want to clear some stuff up in the spirit of openness and transparency, which you know means a lot to us all here. Long run-on sentence. Poor grammar. First of all, no, Altera did not buy us. We're still Xenoworks. We're not going to move offices or start having some kind of hierarchical structure, or even like making you show up on site or anything like that, although you should for this next alone. We're still the scrappy, agile, research-first startup you all signed on to. So what does this controlling stake stuff mean? Well, I guess the most direct way to put it is it means more equipment, more research, more risk, more experimentation. Wait, what is going on? That is pretty. We have sunsets now. Or, well, different sunsets, I suppose. Like it affects not just the sky, but the actual environment. Can I get closer? Is she gonna stop shivering if I'm closer to this thing? Let's see. Lena. Wait. More of everything that makes us great. Most of all, more cash for you and your research. And yes, snacks. Lena will be in touch pretty soon about exchanging your old gen Xenoworks PDAs for snazzy new Altera upgrades and help you get comfy with some really minor policy changes that are going to help keep everything running nice and smooth going forward. So yeah, congratulations everyone. We did this together and now we're going to be able to do so much more. Cheers, Isis Jack's communication specialist, Xenoworks. Okay. Sam, notice of death. So yeah, probably, if I can guess the story already, it's going to be that Altera is evil, corporations are evil. Big shock. Dear Miss Io, on behalf of Zeta Landon, 4546B Robotic Section Leader, and Indra Cormac, President of Altera Transgov, I regret to inform you of the death of Samantha Io. She died on planet 4546B, regrettably as the result of injuries sustained in an accident arising from her own negligence. Hilarious. Yeah, so I know they're trying to be evil governments are evil here, but from what I understand, you know, standard lawyer speak is not gonna be like, oh, it's her fault, it's totally her fault. Like that's, or from a PR perspective, like that's just bad. She died in an accident due to unforeseen circumstances or whatever, you know, a little more. Anyway, please allow me to communicate the most profound condolences for the loss of your sister. While further details are unavailable at this time, you will receive contact from the Department of Insurance and Recuperation concerning your responsibilities as next of kin with regards to repayment of damages and legal fees. If you have any questions, you may file form Your query will be addressed in sequential order. Sincerely, Emmanuel Desjardins, 4546B Communications Liaison, Altera Transgov. The other thing, right, was that all environment protection suit, AEP suit. The other thing would be that I know they're trying hard to make it evil governments are evil corporations are evil, whatever. I get that. That's kind of how people with the mindset of the developers seem to go, okay? You know, if you've ever played Tacoma, those devs had those same issues. They were talking about how much they hate cops and all that stuff, right? I get it. I get it. But it's kind of fascinating, the disconnect, because reading some of the flavor text in the original, if you think about it, Altera is a government where essentially everyone is encouraged to pursue their own self-interests. And what I mean by that is it's not our society where everyone does pursue their self-interests, but lies about it, right? Everyone's like, oh no, sharing is caring. And, you know, think of the other person. And it's like, yeah, we all lie. We're taught that, but at the end of the day, everyone is out for themselves. Especially when it's like, you ask someone how they're really doing, or, hey, how you doing? You don't want to know. It's a, you know, it's a triviality. It's a standard greeting. You know, it's like politeness. Someone said politeness means not telling me how you're actually doing when I ask. We don't want to know. We don't want to care about other people, even though we say that we do, right? In reality, we all are into it for our own self-interest. So Altera, the transgov, where society is built around pursuing your own, gratification or whatever, especially when everything is contracts, means that everyone is essentially a lawyer. Your society is completely made up of lawyers. And yeah, it could be some really, cutthroat stuff. But honestly, I kind of consider it would probably be more like a society in which everyone is armed, in which case you understand the mutual assured destruction principles, you understand, and not only that, everything's contract, everything is communication. Communication is out in the open. It would actually be, in theory, more transparent because everything would be in writing and everyone would have to read everything because they know how deceptive people can be. So I just, the whole, oh yeah, you have to pay your, for your whatever and blah, blah, blah. I feel like people would strive better to be better negotiators and stuff. And honestly, I feel like it probably would be a healthier society than possibly ours is, which sounds weird. It's counterintuitive, but just I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, wait, whoa, hang on. If everybody's a lawyer, if everybody's negotiating on their own best interests, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. As opposed to just us, but lies all the time and stuff. Anyway, that's my little rant. If you're new to my channel, that is fairly par for the course. If it bores you, sorry, but I'm gonna keep doing it. It's one of the advantages of being a channel that nobody watches. I can do whatever the F I want, so I'm going to, because at the end of the day, if no one enjoys it but me, I'm gonna enjoy it, and so Anyway, just my inane ramblings. Yeah. All environment protection suit. You're currently wearing the AEP Mark III Beta. Oh no, not the beta version. Oh my gosh, I need more coffee now. All right. Yeah, that's another thing about this. I want to go through everything. I want to read everything. I want to see everything. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not new to my channel and you've made it this far, welcome back. Stick around. We're gonna go through all this stuff. Let's see. The latest all environment suit is stronger, warmer, and more lightweight than ever. Onboard communications and heads-up display, biometric monitoring and feedback, slimline build for maximum freedom of movement. 5/4 millimeter neoprene layer supports aquatic activity at nearly any temperature. Rated for outdoor use at temperatures above -10 Celsius. So delightfully comfortable, you forget it even exists. Property of Xenoworks must be returned at termination of employment. Can be purchased from the company for 1 credit, accounting reasons. Handheld scanner. The essential device, science, and survival tool. The scanner can be used to add new blueprints to memory and analyze unknown entities. It emits electromagnetic radiation in a specified direction, which is reflected by the environment and then analyzed to determine the physical makeup of the targeted object. It has 4 primary functions. Blueprint acquisition. Record the physical parameters of scan technologies to add their blueprints to the PDA databank. These blueprints may then be constructed at the appropriate fabricator. The scanner is also equipped to break down damaged and otherwise useless devices into their base metals for salvage purposes. Pause here. Did the original do this? I feel like it kind of covered this stuff, but not in this detail. I really wonder. So if Unknown Worlds watched all the people streaming and playing this game, if they watch my YouTube videos, that's cool. Seriously, that is cool. Which I recommend for any indie dev. Watch everybody's stuff. You will learn, especially if they have face cam. Don't necessarily go off their, oh my god, I'm scared. Watch their actual physical reaction. Watch their eyes, their mouth movements, all that stuff. I feel like they probably expounded upon this just a little bit more, which is good, because if you bother reading this, which I imagine most people don't, then it actually tells you, and you learn, right? But probably most people are like, what does the scanner do? Why do I need to scan stuff? I don't need to scan it. I don't want to read. So Yeah. However, I do appreciate this. This is something that, like, the granularity, I guess, of you know, how much food does it give you? How much, how does it work? How does it, you build the water purifier in the original, and you're like, is it gonna? Do I need a bottle? Do I need to insert something? There's the slot right there. Do I need to put something in? And then the first time you build it, you probably have the habitat builder still open, and you can't see the little readings that it's telling you, like, oh, water is generating, salt is generating, all that stuff, right? So who knows? Anyway. All right, scanners, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think we read that. Organism analysis. The scanner, oh, Jack, you're so cute. The scanner will attempt to match scanned organisms against the onboard database. If no match is found, then the species will be assigned an easy-to-remember name, and a new database entry will be created. Your PDA's AI will also attempt to synthesize theories on behavioral tendencies and evolutionary origins where possible, as well as deliver assessments on how best to approach them. The Altera Spectroscope Scanner, understanding the world so you don't have to. Clever. Repair tool. The repair tool can be targeted at any common device, control panels, habitat modules, radios, etc. to stitch the wires and seams back together at the atomic level. All good technicians keep one of these under their pillow. Most people don't care why it works, just that it saved their life that one time, but in case you're curious, it combines scanner and fabricator technologies to determine the proper specifications for the targeted object, then rearranges the available physical material to match the original specs. The Altera repair tool, get your fix. I love how I think that was verbatim from the original. Basically, hey, it's magic, we don't have to explain stuff, right? And it kind of puts it out there so that it's like, hey, we know maybe it doesn't make sense, but we've thought about it. Fabricator. Fabrication technology is the power to rearrange matter at the atomic level. It was the catalyst behind the Great Expansion, remains the backbone of the modern world. Fabricators come in all shapes and sizes, but the most common are small enough to be wall-mounted and are used for everything from constructing everyday implements to cooking dinner. It is common today for households to keep a store of genetic base materials on hand for any eventuality. Habitat Builder. The Altera handheld habitat builder has been an essential tool of xenoscientists, colonists, and emergency relief crews from across 11 different transgovs for more than 50 years. Habitat modules are hermetically sealed from the outside environment, build on land, underwater, or in a vacuum. If we could actually get into space this game, that would be kind of neat. Habitats can be enhanced to become long-term homes, remote research stations, defensive outposts, and more. Quick start guide. Select the basic component from the builder menu and place it somewhere opportune. Add a hatch to access the compartment. Build a solar panel to power the habitat's oxygen generator. Construct useful interior modules like radios, rechargers, and storage solutions. Primary habitat systems like oxygen generation and flood control, as well as modules like the fabricator, draw power and will not function without it. Adding additional compartments reduce overall hull integrity depending on the external pressure. Quick build habitats a home far, far away from home. Solar panel. Solar power is the most prevalent power source in the galaxy, and so it is no accident the standard solar panel is the default means of powering a habitat. Power source is a requirement of habitat oxygen generators and other onboard modules. Provides limited power for small outposts and survival habitats. May be mounted on or near the habitat itself or placed remotely and connected via power transmitters. Power rate relative to sunlight exposure. Indeed. Vehicles. Mobile Vehicle Bay. Mobile Vehicle Bay is a deployable station equipped with fabrication drones designed to construct small research and exploration vehicles from raw materials. It is a common tool in almost all industrial, scientific, and colonization operations. Sea Glide. Sea Glide is a personal transportation device designed for use in oceanic environments. Capable of speeds up to 36 kilometers per hour in standing water. Displays basic topographical data for aid in charting cave systems. Replaceable battery. Keep fingers clear of propeller. Smart. The Sea Glide. Anything that moves faster underwater is probably trying to eat you. Indeed. So that should be all of the stuff. We have 3 nutrient blocks, which we may have to eat here in a moment. We're going to do this top one first, and then we'll go check out and see if we can get to the pod. If not, we'll go to this other one and check that out. Let me pause real fast, and then we will drink some coffee. Now, I did want to go through everything and read everything first. Not just for myself, but for you guys as well, because I do plan on reading everything, every scan, all that stuff. And in the original Subnautica, I'd played through it a couple of times, and then I did a playthrough, a non-blind one for the channel. If you're interested, you can check it out. But I do try and read everything there as well. And I didn't find everything. You know, I just played through again, and I think I was still finding stuff that I'd not found before. Like, there's little hidden PDAs everywhere. But when you start to scan all the creatures and stuff, there is a ton of text. And if you let that go, it'll be insane. I could probably fill up a couple hours just reading everything. So I just want to do it periodically to kind of get it out of the way, so to speak. Plus it helps, you know? It's flavor text for the world, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all interested in exploring the worlds. Unknown worlds, TM, right? Trademark or whatever. So. Oh! Whoa, doggy. All right, so yes, those. I had that thought as it got super close to me. I'm like, I wonder if it can hurt. And then all of a sudden, yes, it does. All right, so. Yeah, I remember the original was something like this. The original release of this, I mean. Oh, so basically it's the same. 2 different paths, same location. Cool.
Calorie intake recommended.
Oh, okay. It sounds Nigerian, actually, the accent. Or, no, Indian, right? Interesting. Not just the shadows, but... Alright. So, interestingly enough, yeah. Well, first, I don't know how she knew that it fell in water. It's not super important. You know, it'd be really interesting if they redid the initial area as well. Because, well, let's... How far away is that? 153. Let's see what happens. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. Right. And our temperature is... Can we jump onto this? Oh, okay. Well, hello there. Damaged Sea Glide. Yep. Sort of the... Yeah, well, first let's get there. Twisty Bridges, I see. Twisty Bridges were originally cut from the first Subnautica. We got the little penguins, which apparently can bite you. How we doing on oxygen? Do we have more this time around? Like, where did we start? Yeah. In the original, we started with like 25, I think, and you get the first oxygen tank and it gives you 45. So that's fair enough. Hoop fish. That is something that people were a little disappointed by. Was that a lot of the fish are the same? Because, let's be honest, you go from a tropical climate to a, well, an Arctic climate is just so different from anything else that all the species would essentially be different. Alright, so this is our pod. There are many like it, but this one is ours. Solar panels. Hatch. Oh, really? Just on the front. I could have sworn on the top it was there was a hatch as well, but let's go in.
Found the drop pod.
Achievement unlocked, drop in the ocean. Okay. Logs and communications. I'm sorry about your sister. Strange face. Blueprints. Oh, all of a sudden we get a ton more blueprints, huh? I wish they didn't show the face because it looks not good. What is this? Okay, well, first things first. Lots of blueprints. Standard O2 tank. Waterproof locker. Most of the basic stuff from the original.
Well, Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
You assume that we listen to it. That's not great. Storage. Lots of storage this time around. Much more. Use fabricator. And the tooltips are a little bit more helpful, which is nice. Alright, so first things first, let's grab some food. We'll run out, we'll get some fish. Eat something. Yep, it's pointing at my belly. Get a peeper first. Or catch bladderfish. Yep.
New creature discovered.
Air bladder. And we'll get...
Emergency creature starvation imminent. Seek calorie intake immediately.
Yep, I am seeking calorie intake. Hoopfish. We'll get a few fish. Now the question is, do they still...
New creature discovered.
They look like they're...
Oxygen.
They look like they're a little bit higher... Fidelity? Is that the right word? They look like they're a little bit more... Like, I don't know, more detailed or something. Alright, fabricator. Interesting. It's green, not blue. Water, okay. Filtered water. Yeah, the text is bigger. Okay, filtered using an all-organic membrane, non-vegetarian. Let's craft pin recipe. Interesting. Well, we'll craft this first. Where is my power? Do we have power? Is it unlimited power? Cooked food. Cooked boomerang, good eating around the fins. Cooked Arctic peeper, cold and spongy. Hoopfish, never eat the antenna. We will cook all of them. Let's hold on to the peeper for now. Yep, nice.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Shows the presumably that's the lifespan. She sounds like she's really choking it down. I mean, small edible prey fish. Okay, filtered water. You're gonna have a lot of gas if you drink water like that. I mean, that's like a. And anyway, all right, filtered water. The only way you can get it. Pin recipe. What does that do? Oh, it's like a resource, like a shopping list. Cool. And then air bladder, emergency flotation device. We'll need that. I assume silicone rubber, creep vine seed cluster. You know, it actually makes sense that it's showing us because this area has been occupied, right? Like that's what I understand. You know what, let's cook the peeper. That way it'll take up less space. And then I assume this is, yeah. Yep, requires salt. You know, if I was gonna make one thing is that, since it, okay, so the recipe thing is in the middle and then it populates to the right. And then you're moving your mouse and the thing populates to the lower right of that. And so it's concentrating kind of everything. Maybe offset the thing in the middle to the left. That way the cooked Arctic peeper thing is more in the center of the screen. That way I'm not constantly looking down at the right. That would just be my immediate suggestion, just because it's weird. It just stands out. She liked that. I need a snake ear thing of like her like biting into the fish. Rawr, rawr. Okay, so sorry about your sister, and then Sam messages. And we want to hear all the voice acting as well.
I want to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of your sister. I got to know Sam better towards the end of my mandate with Altera on 4546B, when we were thrown together as basemates at Outpost Zero. She spoke often and fondly of you. I thought you should know, it didn't sit right with me when Altera blamed Sam's death on negligence. The Samantha Ayu I met was many things. Kind, clever, devoted to her work, but never negligent. I wish I could offer you something more substantial, but my access to information has been cut off. You may be in a better position to look into things than I am. If you're able to, Delta Station was our HQ. They were in a big hurry to leave, and there might still be information to be found there. It has a big radio tower, impossible to miss. I hope you find the answers you seek. Lillian Bench.
Fair enough. It's interesting, right? I mean, she looks like a frog. Kind of uncanny valley a little bit. I mean, I think she's supposed to be... The accent sounds... I mean, obviously it's British, but it actually sounds more African. And she has like the almond eyes, so she's like Asian-ish. But the uncanny valley combined with like the Sims style look makes her look weird, I guess. But you know. All right, so we have Sam messages.
Robin, guess what? I got the job. I'm going to 4546B. Now I'll be able to improve the mechanical avian amphibian under real-world stress conditions. Listen, I know your stance on Altera, but I just hope you're happy your sis is happy. I sure hope my sis is happy. I can't wait till we talk again. Oh, I wanted to ask you something. Can you watch my Augie while I'm away? I need someone I can trust to look after my best little potato. Potato, listen. I tried, but that name is just not sticking. He's my little oxtrabite. I'll leave the starchy tubers nicknames to you. Anyway, if you say yes, thanks, baby sis. Love you.
So for what it's worth, this stuff like this is very nerdy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. Like if they're actually supposed to be like Samantha, whatever her name is, if she's supposed to be like an uber nerd, this stuff sells it for me, right? I don't like the faces. I mean, what I mean is I don't like how the portraits are popping up, because for what it's worth, I think the voice actresses, at least, so the messages here so far, and then in the original release of Below Zero, also, yeah, Outpost Zero, Below Zero, like it's a double, not double entendre because it's not sexual, but it has multiple meanings, right? What was that? You know, the thing is, her voice sells the character. Like I don't need to know what she looks like. You know, I don't need the picture. We could maybe find a picture, like a little memento or something later. But I mean, the voice, like especially voice actors and actresses, the personality of the character comes through the voice, and so let me kind of focus on that. Don't, because I think the picture, posting the little portraits up here, I think that takes away from the actual voice. You know, and she's fine, right? Does a good job. Okay, this is fine. Because, like, I assume this is like, hey, this is me and... Oh, it's a robo-penguin that she's working on.
4546B to Robin. Come in, Robin. Remember when we used to play old-timey Space Explorer? This is kind of like that, but it's even harder to communicate. Well, let's see. I got your last message. Alterra is not, as you put it, alterrorizing me. Things are going well. My project has a new name. Say goodbye to the mechanical avian amphibian, and hello to spy penguins. We're training the bots to mimic the creatures. Check out the photo. And I think I'm kinda seeing someone. I know it's not like me to just find a date, let alone on a mostly uninhabited water planet, but actually, you know what? Forget I said anything. Yeah, it's probably not even a real thing, but anyway, I'm sorry to hear XenoWorks might be strapped in the revenue department. Sounds like they still have you busy Xeno-working, though. I know there's no way to guarantee an alien intelligence startup will succeed, but you've put so much into it. I hope they find a way to keep going. I know how much it means to you, getting to work at a small place where you have control over your research. All right, I gotta go. Later, baby sis. Love you.
Jack. Yeah, so... Right, the all terrorizing me, that's clever. That's clever. Also, yeah. So her character is supposed to be nerdy scientist from what I understand, and Robin, the main character that we play as, she's supposed to be like the, you know, scrappy rebel person that, you know, fights the evil and, you know, saves the day or whatever. Weird thing, probably not even a real thing. I had like thoughts of what is it? Star Trek The Next Generation. There's this one episode where Dr. Crusher like has an affair with the ghost, and it was kind of like something like this, because in the original release of this, that's probably going to happen still. You find the alien and you download it into your head for whatever reason. That's part of the reason why the story is crap, because it's more like National Lampoon's Vacation, where they screw things up in order to advance the plot, but these characters are supposed to be smart, so it doesn't make sense for them to screw up so constantly. Anyway, but it was something, I had this thought where it was like, oh, she's having an affair with the alien, or telepathically, you know, engaging with it or something. But anyway, I'm sure she's going to be a lesbian also. It's probably with that other chick.
Hey, Robin. I got your Augie photo. Thanks so much for taking care of him, even though he's a cranky Hey! The nickname actually fits that way. A cranky potato. I know he can be a handful, but I really appreciate it. I'm a bit worried about my other baby, the mission. One of my penguins found something big. But Alterra is just like, nothing to see here. Honestly, kinda glad you can't answer, so you can't, you know, rub it in my face. Go ahead. Bask in the fact that you were a little bit right about them. My project is on the line. My job. My safety. I heard about XenoWorks getting bought. I'm sorry. But at least you still have your job. Guess you're one of us now. Like it or not. Welcome to the Alterra family. I should probably go before I say something I regret. Love you. Keep your chin up. Eye on the alien prize.
You know, it's weird. See, there's that again. What is that? What is that sound? Oh, hang on, we need... Come here, you. Oh, hey, it had more animation. Right? It just seems a little bit more animated. So Sam's accent is more American, whereas Robin's sounds more British, African, Jamaican, maybe, which doesn't make a lot of sense because they're sisters, you know. But whatever, I guess. Probably even harder to find two actresses. Oh, we got another bladderfish. Yeah, two actresses with the same accent or whatever. Yeah, also if you look, if your company tells you shut up, you shut up. I mean, you know, not going to talk about my own job, but you know, CEOs came by and they're like, yeah, no one says anything about this. And we're like, okay, because they will, you know, you're replaceable. Hire people that may have done something are not, you know, especially if those higher ups generate the money, you know. So if you value your position or life, in this case, you shut up when they tell you to shut up.
Hey, Robin. I'm sorry my last message was so awful. I've been under a lot of stress. I'm not sure what's going on with anything. I can't really talk about it either. Oh, and I'm definitely not dating anyone on this water planet. Don't know what I was thinking there. Have I told you how cold it is here? Get this. I can't even get my wash and go dry before the wind freezes the moisturizer in my hair. Wild, right? Well, anyway, I'm sure you're mad at me after what I said, but I could really use a friend. You're my sister. I love you. I'm sorry.
No, just why did we get this now? Shouldn't we have gotten this before? Maybe we should have had this already, you know what I mean? Like these messages. Not Lillian giving them to us, I guess.
Hey, Robin. I really need someone to know. I'm afraid something terrible is gonna happen. You were completely right about Altera, okay? You were right. I was wrong. The cat should be called Potato. I admit it. Sorry. Bad attempt at a joke. I don't know what to do. I guess I should just come out and say it at this point. I've said this much already. We found a frozen Leviathan that's infected with Kara.
Oh, that's how you pronounce
Altera
it.
thinks they can use it for something. Weapons, experimental treatments, a whole range of things. But one end of the range is ugly, dangerous, but profitable, of course. What if it gets out while we're messing around with it? Or worse, what if it ends up a bioweapon in the wrong hands? I hope I'm overreacting, but I don't think I am. Anyway, message me back, please. Could really use a friend. You're my sister. I love you.
Yeah, so the Frozen Leviathan, I think you saw in the teaser trailer, like the dude that keeps getting beat up by all the different creatures, falls into a cave, and there's like this giant frozen thing, which could be, well, Leviathan is just creature of a certain size, right? I guess it would make sense that the Kara, or Kara, however you pronounce it, Kara, would be still there because it's frozen and the Sea Emperor's, you know, spread out in the water, and frozen stuff is not moving water, so it couldn't have gotten the cure. But nah, I don't know. I wonder if Riley's going to be in this, or if they're going to mention him. right? Like what happened. But yeah, I wonder how much this was, what's the word? Influenced by, you know, the pandemic, right? Anyway, all right, so we have, well, we gotta stop, basically. Let's go get some fish, and we will eat them. We'll get the water first. All right, there's a boomerang. I know some people would rather not just sit there and... Oh, another bladderfish? I'll take it. Why not? If I... Wait, where'd it go? Oh, hey, that's clever. It actually does blend in a little bit. Break limestone. Yeah. We'll do that. Fair enough.
Should be able to use this.
Copper. Is that something roaring?
Oxygen.
Yep. Good call. Oh! Maybe it's a weather thing. Maybe that's what we're... Come here, Hopefish. I need to eat you. No, but some people, you know, they, That sounds like a Leviathan, man. You know, some people will listen to it while they're running around or doing whatever. I'd rather just sit there and... Because I don't want... You know, I don't want to get distracted, and I don't want other... little... where... you know, other audio things to pop up while I'm listening to one, you know? Minerals galore. Okay, I guess we're talking to ourselves. Right. Well, let's eat real fast, cook food, filter the water. The no power thing is very odd. Oh no, we need water more than anything else. She likes that. We need more bladderfish, but for right now, we will, should be able to use this, indeed. Oh, personal log. Fair enough. Yeah, also, you would think that they would know that their communications are being monitored. I mean, that's... But it's probably... To be fair, it's probably like most people in our society where they're just like, oh, nothing bad will happen. You know, if you have nothing to hide, nothing to fear. Yeah, okay.
I was a little nervous about dropping into an unknown area, but luckily, this biome seems to have an abundance of minerals I can use for tools and upgrades. I didn't want another situation like Bazantos 5. When Xenoworks dropped me off, there were barely any resources. I survived off the land for 3 months with just a knife, my lucky PDA, and some rope. I am still kind of proud of that, though.
Yeah... I mean... That sounds funny, or sounds nice, but... You know, if you ever watch those... you know, Naked and Afraid, or... I Should Have Died, or any of those, like, actual survival, like, the stories of the people that actually survived, it's like you cannot survive for very long on your own. You know, with just a knife. Like, no. So it, you know, I get kind of the, yeah, they're building up Robin or whatever. Also, who's her voice actress? Is it the... I feel like I've heard her in other stuff before. But maybe not.
Well, Sam, I guess I might...
Did they change the voice actress? I could have sworn she had more of a... Like at the beginning when she was talking to Cal, I thought it was Sam, not Sam. But anyway, I guess we'll stop here, right? Not much was accomplished in this episode, but we got a lot of the intro and stuff out of the way. All right, guys. Well, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Really do appreciate it. Really hope you guys are enjoying this episode or these episodes. Yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns, good, bad, or indifferent, let me hear them. I do read all of them. I do try and respond to all of them. It takes me a few days because I'm slow and I'm usually busy at work, so I don't check it every day. If you've never been to this channel before, what I do like to do at the end of every episode is a unique positive moment, which is supposed to help kind of reframe your perception to a more neutral or more positive thing, because everything we see is just so negative all the time. So what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's just, I'm recording this on the weekend, and thankfully I'm off because it has been a rough week, and next week's also going to be a rough week. But this weekend I'm not working, so that I'm extremely happy about. But that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys are just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.